Counselor Gore,
Here.
Counselor Jarrett,
Here.
Counselor Labarge. I did see her.
Here.
Okay. Counselor Moulton,
Here.
Counselor Nash,
Here.
and Counselor Perry.
Here.
Council President, you have a quorum.
Okay, thank you. Okay, now that we are convened, we will first be holding a public hearing on a poll petition. Once the hearing is closed, we will then hear public comment. So, here we go. We're holding a public hearing on item 22.196 National Grid poll petition for Sherman Avenue. Per Mass General Law, Chapter 166, Section 22, the Northampton City Council will hold a public hearing on Thursday, January 5th, 2023 at 7 p.m. on National Grid's petition to install one utility pole to provide service to 29 Sherman Avenue. The City Council will hear all persons who wish to be heard thereon. I believe Lisa is here, but first I'll entertain a motion to open the public hearing.
So moved. Second.
Motion made by Counselor Moulton and I believe seconded by Counselor Jarrett. Any discussion on opening the public hearing? Hearing none. Laura, roll call, please.
Counselor Foster,
Yes.
Counselor Gore,
Yes.
Counselor Jarrett,
Yes.
Counselor Labarge,
Yes.
Counselor Moulton,
Yes.
Counselor Nash,
Yes.
and Counselor Perry.
Yes.
Okay, the public hearing is now open, and here to speak for the proponents is Lisa Jasinski from National Grid. Lisa, can we get you unmuted here? Let's see.
Seems I'm good.
All right, welcome, Lisa.
Thank you very much.
Tell us about what this request is about.
Well, Happy New Year to you all.
Oh, yeah.
This is to set a pole. It's on the north side of Sherman Ave, about 520 feet west of the intersection of Bridge Street. It's simply a service pole to provide service for 3 new buildings going in at number 29 Sherman Avenue.
Okay. And are there any folks here who would like to speak to this, the installation of this pole? If you would like to say something, please raise your virtual hand and I will recognize you. I don't see anybody. Are there any questions for Lisa from the counselors? Counselor Jarrett.
I just reading over the DPW memo. Just they have some requests about the location, and I take it there weren't any problems with that request.
No, there was an original proposed location and it was changed, and it was a meeting that Dave Valletta from the DPW and I met out on the site and determined this location is best.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Sure.
Any other questions? Lisa, I have one. So the abutters were notified here. Actually, that's our job, right, Laura?
There's a list of abutters that I send in when I do the petition. We take,
Yep.
there's a range that we have to, within 300 feet or so, I forget what the exact measurement is, that abut that property that are put on a list, and it's sent off to the woman who sends in the petition to you. There should be cards with their addresses on them that go to Laura.
Yes.
And then when the meeting is scheduled, oh, sorry, Laura,
Oh, they were sent out last week,
there you go.
so they were notified.
Okay, and nobody's here to share anything. And I can say as the counselor for where the ward where this proposed pole will be located, I haven't heard any communications from folks. So, and I went out and checked out the site, and yeah, saw that they have a temporary pole there. I guess marking the spot and this, and how soon will this go in, Lisa?
What happens is that we still need an excavation permit, and the DPW typically wants the excavation permit once the permit has passed. I think they usually expedite it, if everything else is, already taken care of, and considering there's already been discussion with the DPW. The original pole location was going to be over where that temporary pole is that you saw, but there's a drain line that the city has that comes through that property.
Right.
And they were concerned about the proximity of that. So we're going to make it work. I was concerned about a tree on the other side, but it looks like we'll be able to get it to a location that works for everyone, the customer, the DPW, and us.
Okay. And the tree.
And the tree.
Okay, excellent. All right, counselors, one last chance. Okay, hearing no questions from counselors, no questions from the public. I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
Well, it's a public hearing.
Second.
Motion made by Counselor Labarge, and I think it was seconded by Counselor Perry. Okay, any discussion on closing the public hearing? Hearing none. Laura, roll call, please.
Counselor Gore,
Yes.
Counselor Jarrett,
Yes.
Counselor Labarge,
Yes.
Counselor Moulton,
Yes.
Counselor Nash,
Yes.
Counselor Perry,
Yes.
and Counselor Foster.
Yes.
Okay, the public hearing is now closed, and that item 22.196 having to do with that poll petition, approval for that is on the consent agenda this evening, and we'll be getting to that after public comment. So
Thank you so
now
much.
we are up for public comment. Lisa, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Hi, Lisa.
Thank you.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Okay, we will now hear public comment. If you wish to make a public comment, please use the raise hand feature located on the bottom menu bar under reactions. If you are calling by phone, you can raise your hand by hitting *9. If you're having trouble raising your hand, you may use the chat feature to send a message to me and Counselor Foster. We cannot accept comment over chat. Private chat or chat only visible on Zoom during a public meeting is antithetical to an open public process in violation of the council rules for public participation and violates the spirit and potentially the law of open meeting law. If you want to submit a written public comment, please email it to citycouncil@northamptonma.gov, and it will be sent to all counselors and will be part of the public record. I will unmute each raised hand in the order raised to make a comment. Before you begin, please state your name and your city or town for the public record. To ensure everyone has an equal opportunity to speak, the council limits comments to 2 minutes. You are in no way obligated to use the full 2 minutes, but if you do, after 2 minutes, I will ask you to please finish your sentence. If you set your Zoom screen for gallery mode, you will see the blue sky timer indicating how much time each speaker has. According to the council rules, we do not respond during public comment as it is your time to speak. So while your comment should be directed to us, you will understand when we do not respond. Our rules also state the counselors and members of the public shall conduct themselves with civility and respect at all times. Your protected speech is a constitutional right and one that we ask you to wield with consideration and respect for all, and do so with the recognition that the public space that grants you that freedom is shared equally by everyone. Also, according to open meeting law, if someone is disrupting a meeting, they may be removed. You may speak on any topic. It doesn't need to be an item on the agenda. I ask that all but the council turn off their video until called upon. Only the person recognized has the floor, and all comments are to be directed to the council. This meeting can also be watched on Channel 15 or by streaming on Northampton Open Media's YouTube and other platforms. Okay. First up is Adele Franks. Let's see if we can get you unmuted.
I think I'm unmuted now.
You are unmuted, and whenever you want to start talking, we'll start that timer.
Okay. My name is Adele Franks, and I live in Florence. And I would like to speak tonight in favor of Mayor Chiara's proposed $3 million climate stabilization fund. I had the pleasure of attending the City Council's Finance Committee meeting Tuesday evening and heard the mayor's responses to many questions. And I was so impressed by our mayor's creativity in finding a way to make this possible, and also her taking such a proactive approach to this defining issue of our time. So I would like to urge you all to give a unanimous approval to this financial order and show that you, as our city councilors, intend to put our community resources to work, reducing our greenhouse gas emissions both now and in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Adele. Okay, next up is Sharon Moulton. See if we can get you unmuted.
Yep,
Sharon,
I'm unmuted.
you are unmuted and you have the floor. Welcome to council.
Thank you very much. And I live in Ward 7B on Evergreen Road. And I'm not going to, Adele said exactly what I want to say. I just want to add my thanks because, as some of you who've been on council for a while know, that I was at both council and energy and sustainability in person pretty much all the time, urging the city to recognize the climate emergency, and how you spend your money shows where your priorities really are. So I'm sure this is going to pass unanimously, and I'm really grateful to all of you. Bye.
Thank you, Sharon. Okay, next up is, I think it's Jackie Balance. Let's see if we can get you unmuted. Jackie, are you there, Jackie?
Yes, I'm
There
here.
you are. Hello.
Hey,
You have the floor.
Jackie Balance from Florence. I wanted to add my appreciation for this $3 million free cash to establish climate change mitigation stabilization fund. It's a tongue twister, but it's a big step in the right direction. Keep up the good work. I'm so proud of y'all.
Thank you, Jackie. Okay, Nancy Cohen. Let's see, I'll get you unmuted here.
I think I'm unmuted. I pronounce it.
You're unmuted now, Nancy, and
Thank
you
you.
have the floor.
Thank you. This is about the Resilience Hub. You may have seen the letter to the editor this morning from Mary McMahon, in which she was talking about St. Mary's. I believe it has a number of advantages over the other church. It's larger. It can accommodate more kinds of services, not only services for people who are disadvantaged in one way or another, but the whole community. It can become a true community center, partly because it's large, partly because of the nature of its facilities. It's beautiful sanctuary. It has 2 commercial kitchens. It has 2 buildings. You know, it has parking. It has a lot of advantages, I believe. It can accommodate all of the Resilient Hub plus more. The diocese was approached a few years ago and asked if they would consider donating it to a worthy cause. And they said, they didn't say no. They said, call us. And I don't believe that was ever followed up on. I know that the nurses from Elms College have talked about doing a free medical clinic in a place like that. And I also know that those things have been very successful in other towns, both in this country and abroad, where they've converted these large churches into true community centers that can benefit everybody and can help people who may be houseless right now reintegrate into community instead of being separated out in a different facility altogether. So I would hope that the council would consider St. Mary's, which has tremendous advantages, I believe. And I think it's workable, and I hope that you'll consider it as a location for a real community center.
Wow.
Happy New Year.
You were right on the button there. Thank you, Nancy. Okay.
Thanks.
Next up is Susan.
Hi there. Good to see everybody. And I'm Susan Taberge, and I live in Florence, 319 Rocky Hill Road. And I also was so excited and happy to hear the mayor talking about the Climate Stabilization Fund. What a wonderful ongoing commitment and real demonstration of taking the climate emergency seriously. And I just want to say I moved here just under 3 years ago from Amherst, and it has been such a wonderful experience to talk to many of you on city council and to the mayor and others that are here tonight, who've been so responsive to community ideas about addressing the climate emergency. I'm really optimistic about Northampton really taking a leading role. So deep appreciation to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. All right, next up is Claudia Lefko. Welcome, Claudia.
Thanks. 40 Valley Street. I'm here to talk about 107 William Street, which many of you visited in the spring. Many of you also might not know that 107 Williams was knocked down and it was demolished in May. And now since May, we have a big open pit on Williams Street. So all this talk about, sustainability and the climate, I welcome it. I welcome the fund, but somehow I feel like there's a disconnect between quote unquote the city and the neighborhoods. In the neighborhoods, we've been arguing about the cost, the environmental cost of house demolition, of tree removal. It's happened here. It's happened in Bay State. It happens in that Grove Street neighborhood. I feel like the city has been more or less deaf to our concerns about these issues, that there seems to be no way we can stop the demolition, stop the tree removal. So my comment on this is that I hope that this fund is used for something in addition to the carbon neutrality, because climate is all, it's very broad. We want to preserve open space, which 107 was. We want to preserve trees. We want to be concerned about all these things of the future. I feel like the more it happens at sort of the city, the public buildings, the schools, the city council, whatever it happens, and the less it happens in the neighborhood, the less it's sustainable. I mean, if we really want a sustainable city, I think we have to talk about what sustains the neighborhoods. So I'm hoping people will turn their attention to this and get over this. I mean, it's great that we're happy. I'm glad the city's done this, but I think there's a lot of work to do in the neighborhoods to make us a truly sustainable city that cares about the climate. Thanks.
Thank you, Claudia. Okay. Is there make a public comment? I'll give you